In November of 1926, a young man by the name of Karl Yoneda boarded the Shinyo Maru in Yokohama and began his journey back to America. He was a Kibei, the term for a Japanese American who was born in America but educated in Japan. He was returning to America to avoid being conscripted into the Japanese Imperial Army. The Shinyo Maru was not a pleasant boat, especially for Goso, whose family had to borrow money in order to pay for his steerage class ticket. In his memoir, he describes how the boat was sectioned off for the first and second class passengers, leaving the steerage class passengers, quote, just room to stand. Upon landing, Goso would soon meet another cramped space, the Angel Island Immigration Station. U.S. immigration officials told Goso that his cousin, who was supposed to vouch for his citizenship, did not show up to testify. Goso's copy of his birth certificate was not enough, and so he was forced to wait. While he waited, he read the Nichibei and even wrote some poetry. Goso's poetry and his autobiography are the only accounts of the barracks by a Japanese person. After 2 months in detention, Goso was finally freed and allowed to join his family in Los Angeles. There he found work as a dishwasher, but also discovered a passion for activism, becoming heavily involved in local labor unions and the Communist Party. He even ended up changing his name to Karl in honor of Marx. In the course of his activism work, he fell in love with a fellow organizer named Elaine Black. However, due to California's laws against interracial marriage, they had to move to Seattle to get married and raise a family. In 1942, Karl and his family were incarcerated as a result of Executive Order 9066. Karl and Elaine's anti-imperialist and anti-war views regarding Japan made them outcasts within the camp. Karl would volunteer to join the MIS, serving in the China-India-Burma campaign as a translator and intelligence officer. Post-war, Karl continued his advocacy work supporting labor organizing, human rights, and anti-imperialism efforts. He became a major supporter of the Committee to Save the Angel Island Immigration Detention Center while park officials were in talks to demolish the old buildings. In his memoir, Karl writes, "If I learned any lesson from my 2-month detention, it was that I had to ganbatte and gaman. I had to keep at it and persevere."